right, secret number 4, call resistance or call reluctance versus call excitement. What do I mean by that? How could you be excited about calling your prospects, right? I mean, that doesn't even make sense. Right? I'll tell you in a second. But before that, understand this. One of the biggest reasons 1 million plus businesses have problems is people have call resistance. They don't know how to call people, how to initiate a conversation. And even if they initiate a conversation, they're like kind of timid, they're scared, they don't know what to do. They don't have the certainty or clarity to do that with absolute confidence, right? And if it's 100,000 plus business, plus or minus 100,000 business, or if you're starting until $100,000, the biggest challenge is you have call resistance. You have challenge initiating and taking action. You're like, oh my gosh, what if the person is going to call me and do something or reject me or like say that, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? You could have kept that job, like, and then have a secure income or whatever. You are insecure about reaching out to people, initiate to people. That's why many businesses fail in the early stages before reaching $1 million. So that's why you should listen to this part. Okay, so psychology is nobody likes rejection. Understand that. Don't think that there is one sales guy who calls you and like, hey ma'am, I'm calling you regarding some Atlantic television show, and then can I talk to you for a second? And you're like, why did you call me? And then they're like, oh, I really wanted to get rejected. That's why I called you. I really enjoy rejection. And I'm sure there is a very tiny percentage of women or men who would enjoy rejection in a certain way. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about general population. Nobody likes rejection. Everybody loves success. If you're able to succeed, you don't have a problem with rejection. Imagine if you're a Hollywood celebrity and if you're really famous all over the world. Imagine you're Tom Cruise and all of a sudden, 2 people says that, oh, Tom Cruise is dumb. Why is he doing that? Why is he talking this fast? Why is he running so fast? He's like, screw you. I'm very successful. That's the mindset that he would probably have. Why? Because he's successful. Rejection is not going to affect him. But when you start, like you want to be a movie star, you want to succeed in business, you just started and you want to build $1 million business. And the first payment, you're reaching out to people. You're like scared. Oh, okay. Hi. And all of a sudden, somebody says something bad, your confidence is completely lost because you're not successful. You don't have the reference. This is why video secret number 1, 2, 3 are important. If you haven't listened to it, make sure that you listen to it so that you don't miss it out, right? So nobody likes rejection. Everybody loves success. So what's the strategy? Strategy is calculate your conversion and find out what your call is worth. Like I was working with people. I help businesses to grow to the next level. I have people in my group who are doing $100,000 or $25,000 to $100,000 and $100,000 to $1 million, $1 million to $10 million. And then I have a group of people who are doing above $10 million. So for these people, I had a conversation, like specifically for a group between 1 million to 10 million. I had a conversation. I asked them, hey, does your team have call resistance? Do you have call resistance? Sometimes they just up their sleeve and they would actually start talking to the prospects. And they said yes. And I asked them, like, for example, one of my clients, his product is $20,000. And so then I asked him, how many people that you need to talk to in order to get that sale? He said 6 or 5, something like that. Okay, 5 or 6. So if that's the case, how much is your call worth? How much is your call worth? 20,000 divided by 5. Okay, so that's $4,000. Correct? You can do the math, right? Okay, so each of your call, whether they buy from you or not, it's worth $4,000 for that person. Okay, for another person, it was just like very small amount, right? Probably $500 or something like that. And for that person, I asked them, like, how many people you have to call, how many people you have to talk to in order for you to have a sale. And they said 4 or 5. Let's assume it's 5, so for simplicity. So it's $500, and then they have to talk to 5 people. So essentially, per call, whether they bought from him or not, they're making $100. Make sense? So what does that mean? It means that even when you're failing, you're succeeding. As long as you are making that conversation, as long as you are initiating, as a small business, as somebody who's below 100,000 at the early stages, then definitely you are about to grow to the next level. But if you're above 100,000 and if you're above $1 million, then you are expanding a team, you're growing and getting ready for $10 million. or more in terms of growth. Okay, so how does that happen? It happens only when you initiate. You need to understand that. So probably get your sales team, have a list, like every time they call, if they have a commission, show them every time they make, they have statistics. They have some statistic data, right? Out of 6 people, you close 1 person, you get a commission, let's say $200, $500, or some amount, or $100 or $50. It could be some small amount, but every 10%, you make, for example, $500. Okay. So in that case, one of your call is $50, and your call is only 15 minutes. Would you take up a job that will pay you $50 for 15 minutes, which is $200 per hour? Ask them, ask yourself. In your case, it could be significantly higher. So that is how you change the call resistance into call excitement. Each time you lose a closing, understand that you're closer to the next sale. Each time you're losing a closing, understand that you are closer to the next sale. What's the action there? Create a countdown to the next price. Because we are wired for countdown. We are conditioned for countdown. So how do you have a countdown? Your countdown is like, 4 more to go, 3 more to go, 2 more to go, 1 more to go, sale. Okay, celebrate that. It's like a dolphin at SeaWorld that is jumping up. It's getting a reward. Every time, if the dolphin jumps, we give fish or something as a reward. Dolphin will not be excited anymore. It's boring. It's so boring to be rewarded all the time. So you might have seen at SeaWorld or any place where you see animals being trained, animals doing tricks. They don't give reward all the time. They randomly give reward. Life is like that. Sales is like that. Business is like that. You are not going to succeed in everything. You're not going to close everybody. You are not supposed to close everybody. It has to be a random reward situation. And when you're losing, if you start crying, oh my gosh, I did this, I was not rewarded. This is not kindergarten. You need to grow up and be a man and a woman and stand up for yourself and own as a business owner and say, you know what, screw it. Okay, I'm getting closer to another sale. I'm getting closer to another sale. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about 5 tonalities in sales, an advanced strategy that you could use, something that I learned from an advanced guy. I'll talk about that tomorrow. And this will dramatically transform your sales if you really, really understand that. But before that, make sure that today you take like 3 minutes right after this video. Take the 3 minutes and spend that time writing down what is the average sale? Like how many times? What is your average sale? How much is your product average in terms of sales? Like in terms of what is the cost per product on an average, plus how many people that you have to talk to in order for you to sell, right? So based on that, come up with that number, the magic number, and how much is your call worth. Do not do any more sales until you calculate this number. Do not get on a sales call until you calculate number. So do it right now in the next 10 minutes, next 3 minutes or 2 minutes. If you have the data, write it down. And I'll see you on day number 5 with secret number 5, which is 5 tonalities in successful sales. Talk to you soon.